Manto Vekabelate. This is everybody's day. This is everybody's day. Now hear this. There are many things that can be assumed to be the current emphasis of the Spirit for ministry. When we speak of current emphasis, it is what God is doing now. In expressing the spirit of might, God invests his energies in what he is currently doing. So where a man does not know what the counsel of God that sponsors the current activity is, it means that that man will not receive might. And then what he perceives that God is doing will need to be done in the flesh. Are you with me? There are many ways to get money in ministry. Many. I mean many. Especially if God helps you and you have small word of knowledge. You can know what is in people's pockets. And then you can stretch your hand to them and say, God said, God said, God said. You can also whip things up in the atmosphere, especially when you begin to gain mastery of spiritual realities. And as the dust is settling, you take an off. I was in the ministry in Ilorin to minister. And the minister said to me, I've heard your sermons. They say when you preach, people will stand. I said, He said, when you come to preach for our convention, we'll put you on the closing Sunday, when many ministers will gather around and come. At that time, I didn't have 2 suits. I had only one. Unfortunately, that suit was like a Hebrew garment. It didn't tear. Tomiwa should know the suit. It's one blue suit like that. The suit did not fade. The suit did not tear. It just remained like that. So I said, what should I now do? He said, once they stand up and they are wondering where these revelations are coming from, announce. If you want this anointing from 20,000, and I felt bad because how can you price this anointing? It is cheap. It's cheap. So we'll just do from 20,000, and he promised me that after the service, we will, resurrect a sharing formula, and then we'll go home. He told me 2 weeks before the meeting. He told me a week before the meeting. He told me 2 days before the meeting. The service was 11 o'clock on Sunday. So he told me on Saturday night, and early Sunday morning, he sent me a message and said, don't forget. So when I got to the stage and I was preaching, just like his prophecy, he's a prophet anyway. Just like his prophecy, after a while, the pastor stood. You know how people used to stand. They grabbed their chest like that and are wondering what is this. So he sent me a note. He said, now. So I wanted to rebuke him. But I have to take my rebuke from scriptures. He's an elder. And I said, well, if people want you to merchandise the grace of God, it's not a new thing. If you are in a spiritual family, the Apostle Aaron knows how to coin those things. I said they have an elder brother in scriptures. His name is Simon the Sorcerer. So every time they show up, we can also pick up the apostolic judgment and announce to them that their heart is not right, and so they no longer have a part in this work. Now, if you get to the city of Ilorin, you will see that ministry is a shadow. It's almost non-existent. The pastors left in 3 months, membership scattered, and I know that the man lives in permanent regret for that invitation. It was an opportunity. And if you share for that one, I'm sure he has friends that you can also share. If you think that the purpose of God in this season that gifted you revelation is making money, you will use what God has given you to bless his people, to build an empire to yourself, and then one day God will send certain emissaries that he has around who are not only preachers but judges. They can short things, and then that person's ministry dies. What is God's current emphasis? The emphasis of the Spirit is a revelation of the will of God. So what is God doing in the world now? And I can announce to you, one of the greatest burdens of God now is to occasion a revival is global.